Difficulties. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Many men owe the grandeur of their lives to their tremendous difficulties. We have inherited new difficulties because we have inherited more privileges. In boxing, they say roll with the punches. This applies to life also. Difficulties increase the nearer we approach our goal. Nobody's life is smooth and easy. Everybody has ups and downs. We've got to expect that. And since we should expect it, we should also be ready for it, prepare for it. Then when it happens, we accept it naturally as a challenge, as a measure of the stuff of which we are made. Indeed, we may even be eager to try ourselves out, to discover how capable we really are. To overcome difficulties is to experience the full delight of existence. In my own practice, I have always found it paid to adopt a policy of assuming that there is some way out of every difficulty, no matter how insuperable it may appear to be. There is always a best way. Don't dodge difficulties. Meet them, greet them, beat them. All great men have been through the ringer. The difficulties, hardships, and trials of life, the obstacles one encounters on the road to fortune are positive blessings. They knit the muscles more firmly and teach self-reliance. Peril is the element in which power is developed. Poverty is very terrible and sometimes kills the very soul within us, but it is the north wind that lashes men into Vikings. It is the soft, luscious south wind that lulls them to lotus dreams. Some men make difficulties make some men. You may not realize it when it happens, but a kick in the teeth may be the best thing in the world for you. To overcome difficulties, to resist temptation, to bear sorrows bravely, raises, strengthens, and ennobles character. The greater difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. Diligence. Few things are impossible to diligence and skill. The expectations of the life or of life depends upon diligence. The mechanic that would perfect his work must first sharpen his tools. The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upward through the night. Patience and diligence, like faith, removes mountains. The leading rule for a man of every calling is diligence. Never put off until tomorrow what you can do today. Diligence is the mother of good fortune. Diligent working makes an expert workman. The one who keeps faithfully busy every hour of the working day will wake up some fine morning and find himself or herself the master of whatever pursuit he or she has singled out in life. Diligence increases the fruit of toil. A dilatory man ever wrestles with losses. It is better to say, this one thing I do, than to say, these 40 things I dabble in. Disappointment. Disappointment is often the salt of life. Men's best successes come after their disappointments. Don't let disappointments drive you to drink, This is when you need sharp and clear facilities or faculties to better your condition. The most disappointed people in the world are those who get what is coming to them. Disappointments are shafts sent to the very bottom of our souls, and whatever is there, whether gold or only copper, they bring it to the surface. Disappointments, rivers without water, clouds without moisture, taxation without representation, business without profits, roses without fragrance, honey without sweetness, life without hope, homes without love. Disappointments are inevitable. Do not expect every plan you make to carry through without a hitch. Accept your disappointments. Philosophically, smile. Listen. Accept your disappointments philosophically. Smile even when things go wrong, and speak pleasantly on all occasions, since these are direct ways of attracting friends. Discipline. Discipline is the refining fire by which talent becomes ability. Man must be disciplined, for he is by nature raw and wild. Your disciplines today will govern you tomorrow. Power comes by discipline, and by discipline alone. As soon as we renounce the precepts or precepts of the gospel, we renounce all interior discipline. The new generation is not even aware that such a discipline ever existed. Temperance, honor, truthfulness, responsibility, purity, self-mastery, love of one's neighbor, heroism are outworn expressions, meaningless words which provoke nothing but a contemptuous smile from the young. No man ever became great doing as he pleased. Little men do as they please, like nobodies. Great men submit themselves to the laws governing the realm of their greatness. You will get much more done if you will only crack the whip at yourself. It is the bridle and the spur that makes a good horse. It is never wise to slip the bonds of discipline. Master easy, servant slack. What is the one thing most needed in modern life? I would answer discipline. There's almost a total lack of it today. There's no man that lives who does not need to be drilled, disciplined, and developed into something higher and nobler and better than he is by nature. A soldier is not developed on a feather bed. A young man used hardly and roughly will be a tougher man in the end. He will go into the fire iron and come out steel. They have great powers, and they waste them pitifully, for they have not the greater power, the power to rule and use their power. They have great powers, and they waste them pitifully, for they have not the greater power, the power to rule the use of their powers. At the moment, it is highly necessary that everyone should put the rules of conduct into practice in his daily life, that he should submit to a freely accepted but strict discipline. Are we modern men capable of such an effort? Have we the intelligence and energy to give up the habits we find so pleasant and convenient, to behave rationally in the mental and material world created by modern society that demands positive heroism? Discontent. Be discontent with what you are each day, seeking self-development, but employ and enjoy what you now have. Discontent may become either spur or spite. There are two kinds of discontent: the discontent that works and the discontent that wrings its hands. The first gets what you want, the second loses what it has. There's no cure for the first, but success. There's no cure for the second. Be always displeased at what thou art, if thou desire to attain to what thou art not. For where thou hast pleased thyself, there thou abidest. Discontent is the first step in the progress of a man or a nation. Bad will be the day for every man when he becomes absolutely content with the life that he is living, with the thoughts that he is thinking, and with the deeds that he is doing. All the discontented people I know are trying to be something they are not, to do something they cannot do. The discontented man should ask himself with whom he would change. He cannot expect to take one man's health, another man's wealth, and the home of the third. If he is dissatisfied, he must change all in all, or not at all.